Uh-oh. Okay. So I normally bash my forehead against the wall and complete games out of spite. I couldn't with Bleak Faith Forsaken. I had to stop after an hour. Short video. This game has a lot of potential and just needed to cook longer. A lot longer. Weird cutscene that tells you nothing, then game. Cool. Seizure camera. Uh-oh. Game tells you nothing. Fine. Not fine when jump button on controller doesn't work. Learn later controller is not good. They tell you this. Why have controller if controller not good? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Switch to mouse and keyboard and things get better. No. Finally learn you can jump. The game just feels clunky. Your character moves like a horse that was reincarnated as a train. Forward is the only way, but you cannot stop unless you stop the moment you start. Ladders have a weird wiggle thing where you hang off of them and can't get up the ladder unless you mash movement around. Then you fall off and do it again. The world has grab attacks. It's intense. You're fighting the environment the whole time. Some enemies you just can't lock onto. I get that they're big, but it's weird. The climbing mechanic is jank and feels like a thing to make it more exciting than it really is. Instead, it makes it goofy and looks really dumb as you stay on the back of a creature and mash. Cool idea, poorly implemented. Some points in the combat where it looks like I'm not attacking, I'm attacking, the game would just not allow me to attack. I was mashing the attack button and it would just not work. Then it just started working for absolutely no reason out of the blue. My heavy attack stopped working after the tutorial. I couldn't use it no matter what I did. The parry was fine though. Wow. Combat feels sluggish. Even when you understand the combo system, it still feels weird and awkward. Enemies you defeat unsatisfyingly flop over, even the boss I fought. The first boss was pretty cool. It felt the most fine out of everything in the game. This was the only part I enjoyed. Stats are tied to loot in this game, so you can always swap around and it allows for insane creativity, which is an absolutely great design decision, and I really love this idea. You can just swap from light to heavy weapons on the fly, same with armor, and it just allows you to play around and test out what works the best for you. I always love design choices like this. The choice to not have souls and not really punish death does not work. This entirely removed any incentive to fight the normal enemies around the map in favor of running to the next little Silent Hill guy. I think I would have spent more of my runtime running through everything if I forced myself to continue. Death is awkward and just shoots you back to the Silent Hill guy. It's abrupt and happens. Kinda nice in a way, it gets you back into the action. Most of my deaths were caused by the environment falling and the game just sucking me off into the abyss. Combat was not the killer here. That's frustrating. Getting sent back after clearing the enemies because the game bugged out and killed me? Not cool. That's why I ran past. The world and environment seem pretty neat, but I didn't get to enjoy them with all the problems in this game. Very gray, but that's okay. There are also horrible stutters when moving from area to area that made me think my computer was going to explode. I know this game was made by a very tiny team and it's their first game, but it's a day and age where everything is getting released half baked and just thrown onto the market and fixed later. The issues in this game are doubly painful because it's a Souls-like. Issues like this are glaringly present and unacceptable. The players should not be punished for exploring. Do not leave the center of wherever you're at. Walk in a straight line or die. It should have been released as early access. This is early access. This does not feel like a complete and playable game. You can force yourself through it, but I wouldn't bother. I'm not even going to give this a score because I couldn't finish it. I rarely, if ever, do not finish games. I really can't imagine how angry I would have gotten later in the game with the bugs and issues here. The game chooses what happens to you and when it happens, not you. Forcing myself through would have been painful, and I want to warn people that want something polished and finished that this is not it. If you're going to play the game and enjoy it despite major issues, that's totally fine. I don't think I'm speaking for just myself here, though. I know a lot of people that looked forward to this game and now are or will be sorely disappointed. There are some cool ideas here, with an interesting world and a big focus on player choice and creativity, but it just has so many problems that you can't even begin to experience the game. If this game gets fixed, there's absolutely something here that can be salvaged, but as it is now, Bleak Faith Forsaken is not it. I'm sad to say it. I really looked forward to this game.